This video will be going over the April 7th assignment, which is over volume and surface area, algebraic expressions, exercise A. We're going to start off with question number 1. So question number 1 says, a cylinder and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. Which equation can be used to find the total surface area of the cylinder in cubic centimeters? Alright, so the order of how we solve any of these problems on this assignment is we just determine what it's asking for. For question number 1, it wants us to find the total surface area. Okay? It wants us to find the total surface area. Alright. Then we find our shape. We see that for this problem we have a cylinder. So we need to find the total surface area of the cylinder. So let me go ahead and write our formula. It's S is equal to 2 times pi times radius times height plus 2 times pi radius squared. Okay? The next step would be find our letters that we need to replace with numbers from our picture, okay, from our problem. So in this formula, we see that we are missing our radius and height. That's all we need to find, okay? The height is always what goes from the bottom base, which is this circle, to the top base, which we can see is 10.9 is our height. So wherever we see h, which we only see one time, will now be 10.9. Okay? Now we need to figure out our radius. We see that 8.4 goes from side to side on this circle right here. Okay? So half of it is our radius, and half of 8.4 divided by 2 is equal to 4.2. So our radius is 4.2. Okay? So wherever we see r in our equation, we're going to write 4.2. We have another one right here. But this 4.2 will be squared. Okay? Now we just drop down all of our stuff that we have. So we have 2 times pi times 4.2 times 10.9 our height plus 2 times pi times 4.2 squared. And all we have to do is look for an answer choice that matches this right here, which we can see answer choice B matches it perfectly. So B is our final answer. Okay. So again, all we're doing, seeing what formula we need to use, seeing the shape, we write out the formula that we need, replace our letters with numbers, select the correct answer choice. That's all we're doing. All right, the next question we're going to do is number 3. Number 3 says, a cylinder and its dimensions are shown below. One equation for calculating the volume of a cylinder is V is equal to big B times the height of the 3D shape, where big B represents the area of the base of the cylinder. Which expression can be used to find the value of B? So we want to find the area of the base. That's what we're finding for this cylinder, okay? So as we can see, the shape of our base is going to be a circle. So big B, here, let me write over here. Big B is equal to the area formula of a circle, which is pi radius squared. All right, so we have pi radius squared. When we look at this, all this right here, the only thing that we need to find a number for is r. That's all we need to do, which we can see right here from the center of our circle to the edge of our circle. It said the length is 12.1. So all we do is replace r with 12.1. So we have pi times 12.1 squared. All right. And when we look at all these answer choices, we see that A matches our answer. Okay? Moving on to question 4. A clear file box shaped like a rectangular prism is modeled below. The shaded part represents one base of the box. A formula for finding the volume of a rectangular prism is V is equal to big B times H. Which equation can be used to find B, the area of the shaded base of the box in square inches? Okay? So we're only worried about finding big B again. We just want the area of the base. When we talk about rectangular prisms, we know the shape of our base for a rectangular prism is always going to be a rectangle. All right? So we have a rectangle for our base. We know this length right here is this length, which is 19. This length right here is this length, which is 14. So we have 19, 14, 19, 14. All right, so there's our rectangle. All we need to do is find the area. The area formula for a rectangle is the length, big B, is equal to the length times the width, which we can see 19 is our length, 14 is our width, so 19 times 14, and that's it, which we can see is answer choice C. C is our answer for number 4. Okay, moving on to question 5. Number 5 says Evelyn cut a wedge of cheese into a shape of a triangular prism like the one shown below. The shaded part represents one of the bases of the prism. A formula for the volume of the triangular prism, V is equal to big B times H. Which equation can be used to find big B, the area of the shaded base in square centimeters? So again, we're finding big B again. We're finding the area of the base, okay? But this time, we have a triangular prism. So we know that a prism has two bases, and when we look at this, we see two triangles, so that means a triangle is our base, okay? It's not the rectangles, because the rectangles, we have 3 of them. We only have, and you cannot have 3 bases on any type of 3D shape. There's always 2 bases. There's one on the bottom, one on the top. So we have 2 triangles, right? So the area formula for a triangle for big B is 1/2 times the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle. Okay, so here's our triangle right here. We know this side is 5, this side is 6, and we don't know this side, so I'm going to put a question mark, okay? But we only need to know the base of the triangle. We need to know the height of the triangle. So we don't even need to know this side, so I'm just going to get rid of that. So the base of the triangle, what is this triangle sitting on? We can see it's sitting on 5, and from the bottom of the triangle to the top of the triangle is 6, which means that has to be our height, okay? We have both our letters, so all we do is plug in now. So we have 1/2 times 5 times 6, which we can see is answer choice B. B is the correct answer for number 5. Moving on to question 7. Number 7 says, which algebraic expression could be used to find the total surface area of a rectangular prism? Okay, so we have a rectangular prism. The surface area formula for a rectangular prism is big P times H plus 2 times big B. Okay, so for this one, we need to know our P, our H, and our B. So I'm going to write them over here. P, B, and H. Okay, so we need to find the numbers for these letters so that we can plug them into our formula. Okay, so when we talk about rectangular prism, we know the base is always what it's sitting on, and it's sitting on this rectangle down here. So here's our base. It's a rectangle. This length right here is 9, so I'm going to put 9 here. And then this length of our rectangle is 4, so 4 here and here. Okay, and this side has to be 9. So for perimeter, we want to add up all sides of our rectangle. So 9 plus 4 plus 9 plus 4. 9 plus 9 is 18. And then 4 plus 4 is 8. So 18 plus 8 is equal to, 26. All right, so our big P is 26. Big B is the area of the base. All right, so the area of the base is our length times our width, just like our other problem that we just did. So we're going to do 9 times 4. 9 times 4 is equal to 36. Okay, and then we need the height of our 3D shape. Okay, so when we talk about height of the 3D shape, it's from the bottom base to the top base. How far away are they from each other? And we can see that they are 3 inches away from each other, so our height is 3. Okay, so now that we have all of our numbers for our letters, all we have to do is plug it in. So we have S is equal to big P, which is 26, times our height of 3, plus drop down to 2, times our big B, which we said was 36, which is answer choice C. C is the correct answer for number 7. The last question we're going to do is number 10. Number 10. Which equation can be used to find the volume of the sphere? Okay, so we're just talking about volume of the sphere. Volume formula for a sphere is 4/3 times pi times radius squared. All right, so when we look at this, the only letter we need to know is our radius, which we can see is right here, which is 9. So we plug in our number for our letters. We have 4/3 times pi times 9. Oh, sorry, this should be cubed, not squared. Okay, so cubed, radius cubed, so 9 cubed, which we can see is answer choice A for number 10. Actually, let's go back. We'll do number 9 as well before we finish this video. So number 9 says a cylinder and its dimensions are shown in the diagram. Which equation can be used to find V, the volume of the cylinder? So we want the volume of this cylinder, okay? The volume for a cylinder is big B times H. This is what it's going to look like on the formula chart, okay? But we know we need to replace big B with the area formula of our base. When we look at cylinders, we should know by now that the shape of the base for a cylinder is a circle. So we have big B is equal to pi radius squared. I'm getting all these formulas from my formula sheet, okay? So V is equal to pi radius squared times the height, okay? So for this one, all I need to know is my radius and my height, okay? We see that our height goes from the bottom base to the top base, which is just H. It doesn't give us a number, so all we're going to do is we're just going to leave H alone, okay? Let's see if we can find R, though. We see 5 is going from side to side, so half of 5 is our radius, so our radius is equal to 2.5. All right, so all we have to do now is plug in our radius into our problem, our formula. So we have V is equal to pi times 2.5 squared times the height. We're leaving the height the same because when we look at our cylinder, it doesn't give us a height, okay? So all we're looking for is this right here, which we can see is answer choice C. All right, so we're going to conclude that video on that question. So this is the April 7th assignment. If you need to do the redo assignment, go ahead and start on that now.